Boop, boop, boop. Oh, I should probably change my shirt. Should change out of my work shirt, perhaps. There we go. That's better. Alrighty then. Now that the fixation's out of the way, Alright, chat. Today, we're gonna go over all the cool cards from 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. Of which there are many, of course. Alrighty. Boo boo da boo. Can I guess I could just do that. Yeah, let me just do that instead of doing something weird. I'll do something totally normal. Oh, that's silly. I should look at 𝔹𝕃ℎ𝔻 Dragonstorm, then order by rarity, and then I think we go from top to bottom. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable way to do it. No, that's no. Wait, hold on. Ugh. Oh, it's color? What's it by color then? It's funny. What is, I guess, the best way to talk about individually my favorite cards, you know? Read the card. Where should we? Because like I myself haven't done any of these, but it's like I think I should just go like color the color, right? Just like draft cards. What the fuck are draft cards? Just draftable cards? That's silly. Oh, it gives like every freaking art all at once. Every friggin' art. Every friggin' art. I think we could do a rare. What do I got here? Right. I have that, and then I have one. I love life gain combo. Whenever you gain life, opponent loses 1 life, that much life. Yeah, that's oh my god, Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood. There's only like, I think, 1 or 2 Exquisite Blood effects in all of Magic, but there's multiple Sanguine Bond cards. Setimo. Like that's Sanguine Bond. Oh no, I combo white life gain deck with black life loss. Those are, yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah, so you're specifically talking about Sanguine Bond, which is right here. And then there are many cards that are like Sanguine Bond. There are 2 only. Imagine Amplified. No, there's, so if you're talking about white life gain and then black life loss, right? Black life gain, so like Exquisite Blood, whenever an opponent gains life, you lose that much life. That's different. That is, or not different, but like that's unique, actually. Like that's, I think there's only 1 or 2 versions of that. Black cards, right. So, and a creature. So, okay. So Exquisite Blood, whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. That is basically unique. There's only like 1 or 2 Exquisite Bloods that exist. But the Sanguine Bond part, whenever you gain life, because you mentioned that you do white life gain, black life loss. So technically, that means like the Sanguine Bond, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that life. And there's multiple cards that are like Sanguine Bond. Like multiple. It's there's a Vizkopa Guildmage, Vizkopa Guildmage. Yep. Vizkopa Guildmage. There's 1 creature that has the same effect as Exquisite Blood. Yeah. Exquisite Blood is the unique one, right? So Arena has 2 versions. It does? The heck? What's the Arena version? What's the Arena version? Okay. I thought that you were saying, I think it's like the new vampire from Foundations. I think it's like Bloodline Conqueror? Is that it? Wow, I'm really stupid for just typing in Bloodline, huh? No, it's like apparently it's not even there. Man, there's a lot of Bloodline Keeper cards. That's kind of crazy. Huh. 7 set. Yeah, it's like Bloodline Conqueror, I thought. Something yeah, I found it. Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Oh my gosh, how could I be so wrong? Excuse me. There you go. Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Bloodthirsty. Hoo-hoo. Blood something, conquering something. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so I think today, at this moment, I want to do some, I want to cover some rares from the set in a big, all-at-once sort of thing, so that they can be posted on the internet. but they're nowhere near as potent as Ocelot White Life Gain. I mean, you know, depends on what you mean potent. No command today? No, I didn't get to get enough people in time. I was not able to think about any sort of schedule beyond the weekend for about like 2 weeks. Like last weekend, I was on a work trip. And work trips, I mean, they're just something I focus on. I try to really I put a lot of mental effort towards them. Even if they don't really even need it, but that's just who I am, right? So, I didn't set up any streams. I didn't do any level of anything. Brawl with chat. I don't have nearly enough brawl cards. That does sound fun, like, if I'm being completely honest with you. I'm, like, not even... not for it. It's just that I don't have Magic Arena cards from like a lot of sets. You play your deck and second deck is controlled by chat. Oh my god, battle each other. That is how do you get 2 decks? How do you do 2 decks? If there was like a Twitch plays MTG Arena, that'd be kind of funny. How do you get the second one? Oh, paper magic? Oh my god, yeah. Listen, if there was some sort of bot that allowed for that, you know, I would be one of the first people to implement that. Where chat can play the deck, one of the decks in the, like, be the 4th. You know, I'd be right on that. I'd be on that so hard. Okay. So yeah. Let's go over Tarkir cards. I basically want to go along with chat and just give me like 3 places where this card can go, right? Like 3 places in Commander where like 3 commanders, I guess, where this card can go and like what it would do. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because one thing I want to do is help new players understand why certain cards are good. And then if they open up this cool mythic card in their pack, right? If you're a brand new player, you open up All Out Assault. And you're like, "Wow, this is really, really cool. Where can I put this?" I want to be able to, hey, you know, if you type it in, you see my face, I can tell you exactly why it's good and what type of deck you want to put it in. And I'm going to kind of gear it to like newer commanders or more popular ones, right? Like just to help people along, because a newer person's more likely Commander, I know, right? Yeah, like the subpar format, no one really plays it. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Commander? How do you spell that? So yeah, for All Out Assault, I did Commander with my coworker before. How'd that go? We have no cards over 70. Okay, no, I've heard, I mean, that's absolutely like a form of, a very popular, not popular, but like, yeah, I've heard of that before for sure. That's cool. I had to beg the game store to lower the price to 75 cents so I could buy Demonic Tutor. How much is Demonic Tutor normally? How much did you have to buy, how much did you have to beg for it? This one's a little rough. A lot of Enchantress stuff you could do with this that isn't Mardu, and a lot of commanders who just like extra combat are more interested in the 4-mana sorcery. The enchantment one. Or sorry, not the, yeah, just 2 red extra combat, go. Yeah. Was $2? You somehow got them to bring it down to $2? That's a big markdown. Did you successfully beg them? Also, hi Warbler, good to see you. Mm-hmm. You did? That's amazing. That's amazing. But, I mean, this one's pretty straightforward, though. I think that All Out Assault is, like, a pretty straightforward one. Right? Like, Ishin. Ishin's, like, a super, super, super easy one. After staying there for, like, 4 hours... If you... Fine, fuck off. After... Oh, my gosh. I would... I mean, if you buy enough of, like, other things at the store, right? They'll just, like... I imagine they would just let you after a while. Mr. House? Mr. House? What? I mean, that's like okay, right? I was new to Magic back then? Oh my gosh. Remember being that new? Good times. Why Mr. House specifically? What's whenever you roll 4 or higher, create a 3/3 colorless robot artifact creature token? Seems just like not really. Is it just the untap? Untap each creature you control. That's like just whatever. That costs 4 mana. Nah, I don't see how Mr. House is that helpful here. Oh, so Wobbler. So what we're gonna do today, I want to like blow through this as fast as I can. I want to do Tarkir cards that that are good. I just want to go through what the fuck happened? Oh, I'm so silly. Okay, anyway. I want to go through the untap and meaningful upgrade to your token, both offensively and defensively, and just generally trying to think of something that's slightly different from the exact same Arctic Commander. And honestly, Wobbler, you know that I'm normally on that life. Like, think about something like slightly more than the obvious. What I'm trying to do with this, like this here, what I want to get done today, is specifically to help like cater to newer players. Basically, I want to go through... true. I want to go through commanders, or basically like explain like why a card is good, right? That's the goal today. Goshen Tide, Life's Origin, Enchantress make... Ooh, that is actually pretty sick. The goal today is to go over cards, just mythics and rares from Tarkir, and basically like, hey, you're a brand new player, right? Or newer-ish, and you open a Tarkir pack, and you're like, cool, I got a card, nice shiny mythic, whatever, especially like with alternate arts and all that. I want to just have kind of content up there that says like, hey, if you're interested, this is why that card is good. Congrats on opening it. Here's why that card is good. That's what I want to try to do. I mean, a lot of content creators do stuff like this. I don't do stuff like this, so it's just something to kind of have a feather in the cap. I don't have a gameplay stream today planned, so it's just like, might as well do something, right? Crux and Kurnos is also good if you have a consistent card, discard huge creature in graveyard. Right. Crux and Kurnos is too eclectic for a brand new player. This content, sadly, and listen, you know that I like to go deeper on these, so like you know that, but this is for the this is for the average. This is for the brand new player, who just opened up a cool card and wants to know what they can do with it. That's it. Like, that's what this is for. So yeah, we're just gonna go through and do that. Ideally, since we're not trying to be super deep with it, we can like maybe get through it, get through a lot of cards tonight. But you know how we are. You know how I am. I'm gonna yap way too much. I should give myself a timer. Like, literally, I should just be like, you know what? No. Let me give myself like a 10-minute, no more than 10 minutes to think about any specific card. That's what I should do. hammer command? No. Sir Gwyndon, equip 0, and with that 10-10 commander, or hammer. I mean, that's just an additional combat, right? Like, that's even less interesting, I suppose, than, like, mobilize, right? That's less interesting than I get an extra combat and all my combat triggers happen again. Huh. You know, that new Terra card from Final Fantasy also kind of works on this too, which is very funny. Yeah, I mean, that's something to say, right? It's just like, okay, like, here's things that you can do. You can either, like with Ishin, if you attack again, you get double attack triggers. With cards like Terra, you get to have an additional combat step, which means at the beginning of combat things that happen, you get them again, right? That's something that when you read the card, you might not, especially if you're a brand new player, you might not remember that, like, you get another beginning of combat phase there. That's kind of actually exactly what I'm trying to talk about. Doesn't help my position. I actively guide Ishin players away from extra combats. Correct. It doesn't help your position. It doesn't help mine either. But we're going for the Everyman. John Everyman that just opened up a Tarkir pack. And pulled a fancy new card. Where can they put it, you know? That's all. That's all of this. And yeah, it's just like, here's some things that you can do, right? We look at the card. Creatures get +1/+1 and Death Touch. Cool. You know, we'll think about that. Can Ulalak? Oh, Ulalak the Eldrazi? I mean, actually, technically, right? Ulalak. Whenever... Wait, no, what? Huh? Fuse Atrocity? Additional main phase? This has nothing to do with Ulalek. If you type in exclamation card Ulalek, you'll see that you'll be... Like, the text will pop up. But no, that doesn't do shit. Ulalek is whenever you cast a exclamation point card and then Ulalek. Ulalek is the whenever you cast an Eldrazi spell, copy triggered abilities. So that's not the upkeep one. Yeah, you're good. Okay, yeah. So that's what we're going to focus on today, chat. I know. You know, it's not typically what we come to the Kurohazuki channel for. That is true. But this channel is for everyone, or at least at the very least, it is not. You know, doesn't want to be new player phobic at all. And I think this is the most straightforward way for me, especially, to make content that kind of caters to that specifically. And the way I cater to that is literally just by reading the card and going like, all right, here's some quick things that you can do. Look at the fact that you have you know, +1/+1 Death Touch. That allows you to do boom, boom, boom. Additional combat phase means that you get to attack again, which is like trigger, trigger, trigger. And then also, beginning of combat happens again, right? So, Terra, beginning of combat, blah, 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 right? Like, I think, like, I'll 9 cards end up popping up on the screen, you know what I mean? Yeah, my deck is building, right. Which is, like, and when we do deck builds on this channel, you know, like, we're not in the jank category, but we are in the, like, you know, be a little bit more specific category. You can't do straightforward. I'm clearly unable to do the same as well. But newer players need straightforward, you know? Newer players need some... I mean... Newer player, like brand new players, right? Like, straightforward is fine. Once we get them in, right? Like, once new players see my face and they're like, damn, that Kuro guy helped me figure out what to do with this card. Then they come to the deck building streams, and it's just like, oh, we're expanding our mind a little bit, right? And learning some new cards that we didn't know existed. So, but first we have to help newer players look at a card, think a little deeper than like just like right there, right? And then show them cards that help, right? Because like you can look at a card, if you don't know every Magic card. If you look at a card, you know, you might go like, oh, like an additional combat phase, okay, like that's cool, but like I don't know enough cards that care about something like that, right? Like that's kind of why things are straightforward. I don't know, I think new players will comprehend better if you have a jiggling VTuber model, which is fair. That ain't me. But you know, I don't got that, but I got to do the best I can. I have to do the best I can. So, I think I want to have, depending on the card, I think I want to have 2 to 3 things to mention about every single card, you know? I want 2 or things to mention about every single card. And chat's gonna help me. Yeah, that's right. You're gonna help me make content. So yeah, I mean, hey, like, let's look at All Out Assault. So I like that there's 3 different categories here. Wonder if there's a way I can, like, kind of present it this way, right? I don't know. Yeah. So, and this is like, I mean, I actually kind of really like this way of doing it, right? So, like, All Out Assault. All Out Assaults, you get extra attack triggers. Yeah, I want something that covers +1/+1 death touch. Like what in Mardu was just like, dang, it really sucks that this person has death touch. First Strike is really good. What's like a popular Mardu commander with First Strike? Hard part is the commander identity has to be red, white, black. Which in fair, like, yes, that is the hard part, but that also makes this sort of like kind of content a little easier to like nail down and talk about. Clutch to the not necessarily too obscure. I mean, like, it is, but because no, that's sick. No, that's fine. Because I think personally, chat, and like, you know, maybe we'll do like a little mini poll, but like I think that there's 3 things to talk about here, right? Looking at it from top down, creatures get +1/+1 in death touch. Okay, so like let's look at that part. I think that Kelsey and the Plague is a great example of +1/+1 death touch, right? Like, this is why +1/+1 in death touch means a little bit more, because you get to have a creature that pings and now it has death touch. Like, you know, mine gets expanded at least a little bit with that, right? You know, we're diving into a little bit of the uniqueness here of Magic. And you know, chat, you know I can't do anything simple. You know? You know I can't. You know I gotta make it, I gotta be so extra with shit. What else really benefits from death touch? First Strike. I have a Lesher who smiles at death for First Strike. That makes sense. Any Mardu cards with trample? I mean, trample's like not the biggest, not the most popular thing for Mardu, which is fair. I mean, that's like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Can't really think of one. Okay, if not trample, First Strike still definitely works here. Double strike with Extus. Let's see. Damage, 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 damage. What's the name of the blue mermaid card that bounce and return target card at end phase? Bounce and return target card at end phase? Like 4 mana? Bounce and return? And it's a mermaid? Or like a merfolk card? Thassa. Thassa's Oracle. Fanekeeper's Familiar from Tarkir is really good. Yes, droids. Yeah, I'm gonna try, once we get flowing, like, you know, once we get past this card and we start like really getting in there, I think that we'll have like a lot of good cards to talk about. So don't you worry. Don't you worry. Oh my god, First Strike, Menace, Trample, Rogrox, Son of Rachracha. I don't typically want to go after cards like that, but that does mean a thing. Okay. Alright. I think we have something to talk about here, chat. So... Alright. So we're gonna do the thing again that we normally do. Oh, shit. Right. Woo. Right, we're gonna do the thing that we do. Hi, Carol. I got Oh, did you? Warlords, I don't even have a Baitor deck yet, so I want that. Like, exile and return. Thassa. If I have another creature with exile and bounce enchantment, card's also broken? Correct. Alright. We're gonna do the thing, chat. We're gonna do the record thing, so, yeah, let me do a little bit of a tiny little spiel. You know how it goes. So yeah, we're gonna talk about all out assault. Yes, that's the card. All out assault. All right. I think I need to put my green screen up because the lights in the background are distracting. I know you don't see the green screen, but I feel the green screen. Okay. Making a deck with Baitor, kin to all. And on a view of the future. Thank you, I appreciate it. I both deserve and need it. All right. Okay, we're gonna do the thing, chat. Well, I think we can break this card down into 3 different segments here. So, here we go. Did you open up one of the coolest Mardu cards that I've ever seen? Introducing... Oh, fuck me. No! Right. Ah, God, I forgot my own, like, order of things. Boop, boop, boop. Right. No? Right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4... God, why did I do it this way? That's so silly. Such a silly way to do it. Okay. Proceed to think phase. Kuro small now. I know. Really tearing up kids. You're using New Way Forward. The Jeskai card? Really? Is it good? Is it good? The Jeskai, the New Way Forward? Is it actually good? I don't know, it's kind of sick. I mean, hey, listen, if you're doing it, that's awesome. Oh my god. I forgot that I don't normally have chat up on this screen. Hold on. I don't think I've ever done this with chat on it. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so chat, I gotta put you over here. Although these are shorts anyway, so it's not even like it's like the biggest deal in the world, but yeah, this is like not the biggest deal in the world, but I should still just do my best. Okay. This is how content gets made. Hide. What is this? This is force chat, hide it. Okay. And then when I do this button, I think. Yeah, when I go down to here. Okay. Show. Oops. Rare good wear. Chat, did I tell you guys that I'm getting a Stream Deck XL? Did I mention that? Z main character is hooking me up with a Stream Deck XL, and it's going to be the greatest thing ever. Alright. Zoop, 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 zoop. Okay, cool. And then... whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. The coolest Mardu enchantment I've ever seen. All-out assault is super mega dope. 2 in the Mardu, creatures you control get +1/+1 and have death touch when this enchantment enters. If it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase, followed by an additional main phase. When you next attack this turn, untap each creature you control. So, it's really cool for cards that... So, giving +1/+1 and death touch on all of your creatures is really, really cool. Cards like 𝔹𝕃℃ that are... cards that allow you to deal direct damage to your foes, like 𝔹𝕃℃. Love this card. Decks that give you decks that value additional combats, like Ishin 2 Heavens as 1. Definitely want this card in their deck. And then, of course, we want Terra, Herald of Hope. And if you're looking forward to the Final Fantasy set, Terra, Herald of Hope triggers at the beginning of combat on your turn, which and since all-out assault gives you another combat phase, you have another beginning of combat phase. Holy shit. See, that's awful. So now I gotta think about how to say that in a not cringe and awful way. What's an experience counter? An experience counter, if I can go backwards, I can't. Oh yeah. So an experience counter is, it's something that a player gets, right? Like a player, like you, the player, have the experience counter. No one can really take it from you. And it's every time you do something that, like, there's cards that say, like, do X, Y, and Z, get an experience counter. 𝔹𝕃℃ says, yeah, deal 1 damage to target creature that you don't control. If that creature dies, get an experience counter, right? So, do the thing, you, the player, gain an experience counter, and then 𝔹𝕃℃ gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So, that's just, like, yeah, that's what 𝔹𝕃℃ does. Okay. So, giving your creatures +1/+1 and death touch is really good for cards that like to deal direct damage, like pretty much anything in the 𝔹𝕃℃ deck. Having 2 combat step means that you get to attack twice, so Ishin 2 Heavens as 1 style decks, really love it. And then, of course, getting an additional combat means that you have a beginning, another beginning of combat phase. So, Terra, Herald of Hope, also wants this card in their deck. Okay, hold on. How can I say that in a not cringe as hell way? If you're looking forward to Final Fantasy, then save this card for Terra, Herald of Hope, who will get extra value out of 2 beginning of combat steps. There we go. That's a way to do the thing and also explain it all. Okay, perfect. I've nailed it. I'm going to get it right the first time, chat, as I always do. I always get it right the first time, as you can clearly see. Did you open the coolest Mardu enchantment I've ever seen? Introducing All-Out Assault 2, red, white, and black enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and have death touch. When this enchantment enters, if it's your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this one, and when you next attack this turn, untap each creature you control. Okay, cool, cool. Nailed that part. And then we press other buttons. So, of course, giving all of your creatures +1/+1 and death touch would be really good. So any commander that likes to deal direct combat to creatures, and especially if they die, like 𝔹𝕃℃. No, that was all bad. Hold on. Let me think about it. Hold on. Okay. Commander decks like 𝔹𝕃℃ would absolutely love getting +1/+1 and death touch on all of their creatures, because he will give you additional experience counters every time you kill something. And then if we look at decks like Ishin, Two Heavens as 1, additional combat step means additional combat triggers. And then, if you're waiting for the Final Fantasy set, Terra Herald of Hope loves it when you have an additional beginning of combat step, which All Out Assault will give you. So if you opened this super dope card, be sure to hold on to it if you're going to either get Terra, Ishin, Two Heavens as 1, or Kelson the Plague, because this is clearly one of the coolest enchantments that have come out in all of Tiger here. Okay, that was awful and terrible, but it was the first try. First try, we carry on, we flub to the first one, and then we get to the next one, okay? The goal of this is just burn them out, or like to get through them. And I already talked about All Out Assault anyway. Ooh, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. We talked about this one. All right. Boo, 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 boo. All right. 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, kin to all. Can someone explain to me how ill-timed explosion works, especially when discarding the door cards? So, that's an easy one. Hold on really fast. I can... Ill-timed explosion... So, ill-timed explosion, 2 blue and a red. Draw 2 cards, then you may discard 2 cards. When you do, ill-timed explosion deals X damage to each creature, where X is the greatest mana value among cards discarded this way, right? So, you're going to pay 2 and a blue-red, draw 2 cards. Then it will be your choice, if you want or not, discard 2 cards, right? And it has to be 2 cards. You can't choose to discard 1. It has to be either no or 2. So you discard 2 cards. When you do, this spell will deal X damage to each creature, where X is the greatest mana value among cards discarded this way, right? So if you discarded, like, you know, a counter spell, blue, and a land, you'll just deal 2 damage to everyone, right? But the rooms specifically have, like, when you discard something that has, like, 2 cards on one, the combined mana cost, especially for rooms, is what you'll look at, right? So when you discard a room card, let me just, give me any room card. Porcelain something, fucking, give me a room. There's so many. Type room? For furnace. Yeah, that's, there we go. So furnace, God, are we even going to be able to see it? It's because it's sideways? Maybe. Yeah, so Roaring Furnace and Steaming Sauna. So if you discard, this only counts as 1 card, not 2. If you discard this 1 card, it'll cost 5, 6, 7. It'll be 7 damage to the board. That's a good card. It's pretty cheap too. Eerie Ultimatum. Eerie Ultimatum is not, I mean, that's also expensive. A very good card to discard, but it's not the same. But yeah, Ill-Timed Explosion if you discard Rolling Furnace / Steaming Sauna and another card, because remember, you have to discard 2, and this only counts as 1. If this is a higher mana value, it'll be 7 damage. Like a separate card. Oh, sure. Yeah, if you discard Roaring Furnace and Eerie Ultimatum, I gotta see which one is more mana. Eerie Ultimatum, what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? It's also 7. So, either way, it will be 7 mana. Yeah, they're both like 7. Yeah. So yeah, that's how that works. Dual cards, you take the combined mana value of both of them, because it's just 1 card. So you have to look at all the mana on that card. Why don't you discard both and it does 14? X is the greatest mana value among cards discarded this way, right? So whatever cards you discarded, among the 2, whichever one is the greatest, right? It doesn't say deal damage equal to the amount of mana, mana value that you discarded. It's among the greatest one, right? So it's between the 2. Yeah. Yep, just greatest value. Oh, yeah, you can't see it behind me, TikTok, because it's back here. Yeah. Sorry. There you go. There's the card that we're talking about. Teehee. Yeah. Have you seen the land Misrise Village? If you use that land with this combo, it would be OP. What, like... What combo? I thought it was combined value. Nope. Yep, just the greatest mana value among cards discarded this way. So, yep, it's just... It would have to say, like, total. It would say total mana value among cards discarded this way if it wanted to do that. Misrise Village. Misrise Village. This land enters the tapped unless you control a mountain or forest. Sorry. Let me do that again. It controls a mountain or forest. Misrise Village. This land enters tapped unless you control a mountain or a forest. Tap to add blue, or pay blue and tap. The next spell you cast this turn can't be countered. This is pretty good, actually. Beitor akin to ill-timed explosions, right? Misrise is enough attacks that it's not really a concern. Useful perk, but not OP. Yeah, it's a good card. That card is a blue deck's nightmare, but while it's also like a blue card. Is Quad Strike a thing? No, not really. If it is, it's from the Unglued set, so it's just more like a joke thing, but not really. It would be, like, doable. I mean, like, well, I mean, not with current rules, no, it's not doable, but Slicer has Octuple Strike, when you think about it, yes. Just pull the Showcase of Misrise out of your Beitor deck. You... What? Beitor is not blue. If I copy Double Strike ability, do I get Double Strike? You don't, sadly, Josh. Sadly, you do not. Try as we might. Might add ill-timed explosion. Beitor is is white, black, green. And if you're saying that you're gonna add ill-timed explosion, that's a 5-color thing that you're doing, which is doable, I guess. So then I'm reading what I said. Yeah, I just pulled the Showcase of Misrise and put it in my Beitor deck. Yeah. Okay. Did you... Anyway, moving on. Okay, so yeah, I think I have a better format now to talk about the cards I want. How about we just talk about them and not try to do like a weird thing, huh? How about I just go through them and then we just pull stuff up. I see what you're saying. Beitor isn't the main commander, my bad. Gotcha. This is like a 5-color deck? That's fair. Speaking of Beitor, kin to all, we just did this deck list. Speaking of Beitor kin to all, we did just do a deck list on this. So, Beitor kin to all, 2 white, black, and a green. Legendary creature legendary creature Spirit Dragon, flying, 5/7 at the beginning of combat. At the beginning of your end step, if creatures you control have total toughness 10 or greater, draw a card. Then if creatures you control have toughness 20 or greater, untap each creature you control. Then if creatures you control have toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life rounded up. Now, the deck tech we did on Beitor, which just went live, 2 days ago on YouTube, so be sure to check it out. It was pretty dope. We made a Beitor kin to all, any percent pacifist run deck tech, and we just made it like, I'm going to deal no combat to you. I don't need to do that. I'm just going to make you lose half your life. Put this card on your oh, gotcha. Double Strike ain't a thing, but he has Death Touch, he wins. I mean, no. You can possibly pull this card off. This card? Beitor? Oh, you can pull the Beitor off for sure. So having, like, total toughness, right? Total toughness, Josh. So if you have 3 3/3s, right? Like, just, if you have Beitor is already 7 toughness from the beginning, right? 3 more toughness on your battlefield means that you already draw a card. That's like, that's it. That's already like it, right? And then if you go like a token route, you know, a bunch of like 1/1s. If you do a bunch of 1/1s and then 1 anthem, 1 card that buffs all your 1/1s by 1, so now they're 2/2s, you're pretty set. Like, you're having a great time. Because now those 1/1s are now 2/2s, and they increase your ability to get the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻's toughness higher, right? Didn't understand total, thought it meant per creature. Right, exactly. No, it's total. Total card. Yeah, see, chat, look at that. We're explaining the things today. So, if we looked at, what, is there any anthem, or plus and plus encounters? So, like, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, I mean, especially if we're looking at just, like, the actual, like, Abzan set itself. 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, the steadfast, so, like, the precon commander, obviously, like, she goes hand in hand, with 𝔹𝕃ℂ. 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 goes hand in hand with 𝔹𝕃ℂ. So if you did like a toughness typo deck, you can absolutely do that. If you didn't go toughness typo and just did, again, like plus and plus encounters, I think like going token typo is actually like more interesting. Just get a bunch of 1/1s and then give them one singular anthem card and you pop off. We have cards like Tower Defense. Oops. Yeah. Don't look at that. Might as well run that 15 toughness alligator. Yeah, right? Oh, the Pride of the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻? Yeah. The only issue with Pride of the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 is that it's green-blue. So, like, in Commander, you can't really do it. That's the only issue. If it's in Standard, yeah, because it's from Karlov Banner, so you can do it in Standard, yeah. I put him in my mirror deck to create a bunch of colorless ants and then cast 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. That's totally fine. Yeah, again, like, you can do plus and plus encounters with 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. Or, not plus and plus encounters, although you can. But yeah, a bunch of little guys. A bunch of little 1/1s. As long as they have toughness, and if you increase their toughness in any way, any anthems, that will get you there. But yeah, the 15 toughness alligator is blue-green, so you can't run it in Commander together, but it's still, like, I mean, pretty freaking strong. I mean, what, 15 plus 7 already is over 20. And then, like, almost halfway into, oh, this is halfway into 30. Although, you need to get to 40, so that's significantly tough. But, yeah, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 is really good if you go big booties. Big booty typo, like with the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, the steadfast commander, and also cards like Tower Defense, say like until end of turn, right? The beginning of end step, see, like it encompasses like end of turn, right? So your creatures will still be huge. 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 will see all that, do the abilities, and then the ends, and at the end they'll lose their toughness. So you can do a lot with 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. But I think the most effective way is to do tokens and then anthem them. Bunch of 1/1s to protect yourself, and then plus and plus 1 on them. Nethroi, like 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, power is kind of high, but Nethroi creatures tend to have big butts. This is true. This is very true. Nethroi, Apex of Death. Nethroi, Apex of Death, says, yeah, whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, right? So power 10 or less, 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 doesn't care about that part. But creatures, like we see right here, like 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 the Steadfast, or honestly, yeah, even Hall of the Pride of the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, right? That's a 2/15. So Nethroi would be able to bring back 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, Pride of the 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻, and 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 that you see right here, and even more cards because they have really low power, but they have giant toughness. So Nethroi, honestly, Nethroi goes in a 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 deck because you get to resurrect most cards in your deck, or at least most cards in your graveyard, and then you just kind of keep on going. So yeah, that's what I would do with 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻. 𝔹𝕃ℂ𝔻 I think is a really fun deck to do. And the deck tech that we did, definitely check it out on YouTube if you can, chat. Kuroitsuki there. But that deck was sweet. That was super sweet. Alright, on to the next card. Give me another card. Let's do, oh god, Call the Spirit Dragons. I'm just like going